This is going to be a little story about conversation that I had with somebody recently. Um, he was looking at my airsoft replicas that I have listed online, what I actually have, and I'll put a link in the description so you guys can take a look. And I've sold tons, and I mean tons of airsoft stuff. So I have a few things listed uh, in this like file, and I send it to people if they're interested. And I actually have one or two guys interested in a few things. But the other day, I went through and I marked like 99% of the stuff that I own as for sale. Even my sniper rifles and everything else, my TMMP5, a couple other things too. What I'm keeping is basically just my HPA pistols, my AAP-01, my Galaxy, my M9s. I have two, so that's four I'm keeping. And the LPEG gun that was a buddy of mine that passed away. I'm keeping that as just a keepsake. I might put it together and hang it up on the wall in the airsoft shed just so people can scope it out. But, that's neither here nor there. Um, I think just about everything else that I have, I'm getting rid of. I take that back. I am keeping my 230 calibers. My original 30 caliber AEG that I bought and my 30 caliber FN30 Polar Star, I'm keeping that, and my two electric pistols that I have, the Sima CM30 and the SIA Blue, which are both AEPs. I am keeping those two. That's like another thing that I'm keeping. And of all things, two Springer shotguns. One with an LE stock and one that's pistol grip. I used to have a whole pile of them, but I only have two left now. Bunch of mags too for them. Everything else, all the grenades, spring grenades, whatever, everything else is listed that I'm going to sell and I'll make a deal on it. So my buddy says to me, "Why are you selling all this stuff?" He says, "Like you need money?" I said, "Not really." I said, "I'm good. It's just I would rather see somebody buy it off me, even if I have to sell it at a really reduced price, so they could get some use out of it." Okay. I sold a couple of replicas to teammates and stuff like that, and they're using them all the time. I sold a couple of things to a guy out in Ohio, Caleb Tucker Airsoft. Put a link for him in the description. And he uses them. Okay. So my thought is I would rather have somebody use this stuff and get some enjoyment out of it than have it sitting up in the attic just collecting dust, which is basically what it's doing right now. I've got it in a room, used to be an old bedroom that I've got converted over to just throw all the stuff in. It's loaded up with boxes and all the different replicas are in there. And I'm like, I can't do anything with it. Same thing. I have tons of green gear and tons of tan gear and tons of black gear that I'm giving away to people from time to time. Like, this one's looking for this one's looking for that. Here, have a couple of these, have a couple of them. I got stuff that I bought, rigs and stuff like that, I'm never going to use. For example, the Thompson that I'm selling, I'm going to give away two or three rigs. I don't know if I'm going to give away that third rig because it works with the MP5. I might give that away with the MP5. It was a Chinese rig for PPSH, which works with Thompson mags and it works with Sten mags and them skinny long mags. MP5 mags fit in it, so like I can fit just about anything in it with a straight mag. Maybe even some of the old or some of the new 9mm looking stuff that they have. It looks like an M4 with a 9mm mag in it. It's a Chinese leather uh, vest chest rig. And I said, I got it. And I was like, this is so cool. Found it online. Guy was selling it, trying to get rid of it. I don't know if it's a replica or whatever, but works like a champ. I put it on. So I might sell that one with the MP5. And a lot of the stuff is one of a kind. And I would like somebody to get some use out of it, have a good time with it. And the one gun one set of replica pistols, or the wind gun. Everybody and his brother to start out had a C11. Well, I have a C11, an M9, a 1911. I got like four different ones, or three or four different ones, and they're all together in a box or in like a bag, and there's another one with a bag, and a whole crap load of mags. They all take the same mag. They're all CO2. But these things shoot like 400 with 2.0s. They're like right. So for CQB, not so much. Maybe outdoors it might be fun. But I was trying to sell the whole mess, and I'll get a guy say, "Oh, I want to buy a couple of I want to buy like 10 mags off here, something like that." And I'm like, "Well, here, I'll sell you all the guns and everything. I don't want the guns. I just want the mags." And I'm like, Another one, C41. It's a Craftsman C41. Now they make a metal BB one, a 177 version, but they stopped making the airsoft version. Can't get mags, anything for them. I have two. So the only reason I bought the second one is the guy was getting rid of it for half of nothing because he said it leaked and it had a mag with it. So I thought, you sell it dirt cheap, so I snagged this so I'd have a second mag. So a guy said, "Hey, I got my CO2 pistol fixed by this guy here. I'll send you his address." I contacted him, sent him the gun, bang, slam. He fixed it in nothing flat. Now I have two that work, but I'm like, they're CO2 non-blowback, even though the top moves a little bit, it's a non-blowback gun. So it's shooting like right at almost 400 with two O's. So it's a little hot. I have a Titman I-400. Shoots around 400 with two O's also. All those non-blowback pistols always shot like 400 with two O's, right on the nose, all the time. So you could never use them for like a CQB environment. And then when we used to use them out, like at my place, doing pistol games, man, they would sting. Even though it was 400 with two O's, they still would sting at close range. And the most you could use in them would be like a 2.5 because they had that back system automatic hop up. You couldn't adjust them or anything like that. So, the max you could put in them was 2.5s to get them to go out. There's a lot of like guns that I miss using. I have two Markov TT-33 pistols in cases, black. They're both the KWA version, the wind gun version. Each has a plus and minus. They shoot about the same, take the same mag and switch them back and forth. I got holsters for them with the straps for the belt and all this stuff. It's really nice, and the strap that goes on the handle of the gun so you don't lose it. I'm like, these are fantastic. I have a Maruchan 4-barrel pistol. Was cool. You put 4 BBs in it, and you keep pressing the trigger, and it shoots in a circle around the 4 shots. Hell to aim, because you think you're shooting from the one barrel, you might be shooting from the other barrel. So it's like you sort of like guesstimate center mass and hope for the best. I have a ASG R357, which is a gas pistol. You put gas in the handle, and it has 12 shots. The cylinders don't move. That you put in a little like bar on the side that feeds in. No hop up. So you put 2 O's, 2 5s in it, and that's about what you got. But it's a 12 round gas pistol. It doesn't shoot that hot either. I used to use it a lot inside the arena. Walther PPK, an original Walther. I got rid of PPKs. That's right. Walther P38 I have that like brand new, and then all the Walthers, the mags leaked like a sieve. You'd always have to do all kind of maintenance on them. I have a Craftsman Air Mag 500, 50 Air 50 M50, and I have a TF11. They take the same mags. It's basically a plastic mag with a metal insert for the CO2. Shoots phenomenally when you have it in full auto. The T50 shot in full auto. It wasn't that fast, but you do a little mod, or no, shot in semi, and you do a little mod and make it shoot full auto. So I have one that's still stock, shoots semi-auto, and I have one that shoots full auto only. And the mechanism, all you can do is put a little bar back in, and it shoots semi again. And I have a TF11, which is like the KWA Mac 11, looks identical, but it takes the same mags, but it shoots like 27 rounds per second, no hop up. So maybe use 2 O's, 2 5s in it max, and you call it good. But I'm like, you can empty a 50 round mag and let them flat. It was a lot of fun to shoot. It's really good for close quarters, but it is CO2 and it is blowback, so it is a little bit lower. I think we're shooting around 350, 330, 40, something like that. There's a lot of memories that I have. And I had the original KWA 1911. Looks like a big square block. Before this is like from like 15 years ago, 2008, when I bought this. A big square, has 2 mags, but it's a big square heavy pistol and has a hop up the whole 9 yards. But I'm like, it was one of the original pistols I bought, and I was so worried about losing the mag, I put a mag grab on it so that it wouldn't just eject the mag. You had to pull the thing out so the mag would fall down. Lot of good memories for this. And there's a couple other ones that I have that are so cool that I don't use anymore. I have revolvers, regular revolvers. I have the wind gun version and the wind gun Dan Wesson version. Both shoot like incredibly too hot unless you have the power down shells or you do the mod on them. And I always thought about doing the mod. The one guy told me how to do it, and I was like, do I really want to? And I didn't, because it would have made it easier to use. But so I have grenade launchers too. I have the original Mad Bull AEX. That's the one, that big metal thing clamped underneath the gun with a pistol grip. I have one S Thunder launcher left, and I actually have a Mad Bull underbarrel launcher, a Riz mounted grenade launcher with a button on the back. That they made very few of those, because they were really a pain in the ass because you click them together and you had to push that button, and if you had a high capacity shell and you go to push it, it was really tough to push in. So the TMMP5 I got too was one of the original things I bought, and I kept it in a case, and it totally destroyed the gearbox. I tried to run a 11.1 on it, or 9.6 on it. I just totally trashed the gearbox. So I had to redo the gearbox, and I put a 7.4 on it, and it's been running flawlessly. But I have the original TM 50 round mags that I got, 2 of them with it. It's a Riz version, so like one of the few metal versions of a TM MP5. I have 2 like custom made miniguns that are not actually miniguns. It's a center barrel, but the barrels rotate and it looks good. I got an MP7 that like barely shoots like 200 FPS, and I got a micro gun which has an SBR M4 in it, and that was originally shooting like 500 something. The guy had tweaked it out, so I put it back together, with less of a spring, new bucking, whole 9 yards, put it back together again. It shoots like a champ. Used to have a rotating barrel on a belt, and the belt would always slip, and it would start to smoke and make a mess. So I took that mechanism out, just put a solid barrel on it, and it's good. Just looks that way. Somebody wants to buy something like that. It's got its own stand. It was going to be my weapon to use at like a Fallout Apocalypse type game, where you're a mutant with some kind of goofy weapon. That's a perfect weapon because nobody else would have that. I call it the micro gun. That's because the guy that made it, that's how he named it. I have a lot of grenades, and a lot of these are crap. I might make a bulk box full of that and say, hey, you want to buy all the grenades? I'll sell them to you for like $50 or something like that. A lot of them are crap. There's only like a few that are worth a damn. And the one I would probably keep out of all of them is the 8mm Mad Bull grenade. Holds 36 8mm BBs. It's a pretty decent sized shell. When that goes off and them 8mm BBs hit you, man, that is a smack. S Thunder made these little shells too. I have that in with the S Thunder launcher. I was going to sell that with them. And the Thunder, like long blue shells where you put the balls in them, they never work worth a shit. Maybe with CO2 in them, they would work. Sell that with somebody else. I have 3 types of sentry mines that you like can put on a door, put a string across, takes 22 ram set. They pull, the pin goes to the side, bang, goes off. You know, I used to have them on the doors on our buildings. I might still put them back on there because they were a lot of fun to hook up and have on the buildings. People didn't know where they are. You'd open the door, bang, something go off. I'm like, oh, you're dead. It was fun. Couple of spring grenades. I got 3 of them. One ain't worth the shit. Keeps, you know, it broke, tore all apart, put all new parts in it, and it's still a pain in the ass to work and throw out there. 2 of them are fun. One you can buy for like $20, and the other one I got like a stick grenade that I did some work on, and that's nice too. But they're more for effect than they are throwing BBs out. Even with light amount of BBs, they'll hold like up to like 80 BBs, but you put like 20 in them, and it comes out a little bit, and it's really not hitting anything that much. That's a lot of the stuff I'm selling. I actually have a pistol listed on my site that I don't think I no longer have. I got to check and see if I still got it. If I don't, I got to get rid of it off there or send it to my one friend that just bought one. Have another one, you know. That's what I'm in this. I'm in this mode there where I would rather see somebody enjoying it, the material, the replica, the gear, whatever I give out, than have it sitting around. Like I have tons of, you can see, I got tons of stuff behind me. Right, where am I at here? Right in this square box right here. You see it? That's a noise canceling set of headphones. And above it is the mount for on your helmet. Found that in the box the other day. And I'm thinking to myself, that I could wear. That I could use. Because my hearing ain't the best anymore. All right, like, you know, and out on the field and stuff like that, I got a ear plug in this one, you know, or a headset in this one. Can't hear shit with somebody yelling if I have a fan running or whatever. So having them noise canceling headphones, sound amplifying too. So they might be cool. I tried to sell them. Couldn't get rid of them. I'm like, all right. So I got a lot of stuff. I'm selling it because people can use them. Now, I had one item listed for $600. Okay. And the guy said, hey, you know, he said, that's a little high. He said, I'll take it. And he wants to buy a couple other things. So I gave him a deal. Instead of selling it for 6, I sold it for 4. Still the same unit, but he bought a couple more things. And I figured he got a ton of stuff with it. And he got a bunch of other gear too. So I think, like, I've been doing this so long, I want to get lighter, use lighter gear, use lighter weapons, which is why I'm sticking with the pistols. Now, granted, my pistol has, my AAP-01 has a stock on it, okay, in the front grip, so when I hold it, I can get it. I have a shotgun, a gas shotgun now, too, that I use. That's perfect. It's lightweight. You know, I can put a tank on my belt, little small 1,300 cubic inch one. It takes an M4 mag. You put 360 round M4 mag on there. I could wear a small little chest rig, put 3 mags in, 1 in the gun. I could be there all day playing with that. All right. Cocking the sniper rifles that I have, though, I have a few, but 2 that I use all the time. I have a torn rotator cuff and a couple of tendons. Can't do this motion and pull back for a while. So, gonna get rid of them. I can't use them. Now, they say you can put an M bolt in the striker that I have, and I'm like, yeah, that would be nice, but I'm like, do I want to spend $300 and put one in and maybe use it? I'm like, I don't know. I don't think so. I'd rather save the money and sell the stuff and then buy little tweaks for like my AAP-01 or my Galaxy or one of my M9s. Maybe buy a stock for my M9. That would be cool because I have a lot of fun with them. And I can use them with my left hand instead of using them with my right hand, holding them out with my bad shoulder. Once I get surgery on there, yeah, it'll be okay, but that's not going to be for a while. So holding a pistol out with my shoulder after a while starts to hurt. But if I hold it out in my left hand, sure, I'm not aiming as good, but like you fire with a pistol a couple more shots. And shooting those 3 or 4 pistols with 3 O's, they just shoot right out there, travel like a champ. And I have the 2 M9s set up with the hop up, so 3 O's just fly out there. And my Galaxy and my AP-01, they just hammer them right out there. So that's why I'm selling stuff. That's why I'm getting rid of things. Plus, I'm also 64, going to be 65. I got a lot of injuries. I can't do all the events that I want to do. My squad leader, he says, oh, we'll sign up for this one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 events he wants to sign up for. So I signed up for the first one because it's nice flat ground. That's the thing. It's nice, flat, level ground. The other 3, uphills, full auto, a lot of controversy, a lot of drama. I don't think I want to do them. There is the 4th one, though, that's on another field that everybody always seems to have fun with. So maybe I'll go up there. But I have more fun going to open plays because I meet the new players. I try to help them out. And even if I meet like older players or seasoned players, we have fun. Okay, that's what I like. So this has been me rambling for a while here. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a nice day.
I'm just here to have fun.